One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, JoJo, Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, My Hero, Haikyuu, Fire Force, Gintama, Kuroko's Basketball. Those are some of the biggest anime known to man, just to name a few, right? So why, guys? Why? Well, to be honest, those anime weren't that diverse, but I want to know, guys, why, you know, with all of the vast anime that we have, why is every anime game an arena fighter or some variation of a fighting game? Now, listen, man. I love fighting games. Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, that's my shit. But I think the era of the arena fighter has to die. I think they have to die. But first things first, right? Now, most of the anime that I just mentioned, right? Those anime are shonen titles, right? And shonen titles obviously target teens and young adults, right? Now, obviously, teens and young adults are going to be interested in video games, and the video games that they probably play are, more surface level titles. Like, not to sound like a geek or be like, oh, actually, I play this JRPG that released on the PS1 in 1963. I'm not trying to, sound like a absolute geek, but these guys will play, a sports title here and there, GTA and call it a day, Fighting games, they'll throw in an arena fighter as well. Now listen, man, arena fighters, I've been playing arena fighters for a minute. I love the Storm series. I love what was it, Shinobi Strikers. All of the Dragon Ball games I think are impeccable. But man, it's getting to that point where it's like, yeah, bro, these arena fighter fans can't be talking on the ball and gun gamers because I mean y'all the same species. Arena fighters been a thing since like what, '09? Bro, like come on, man. But now obviously, right, once again, this is the demographic. They're smart targeting this demographic because obviously most people that age are going to play those types of games, right? That's what I played when I was, well, I mean, I still am that age. But those are the type of games that I love to play, right? There are like a couple of, anime titles that we have seen that could maybe, hint at us getting more variety soon. We obviously had Death Note Killer Within, which I thought was a great example of us, straying away from that arena fighter nonsense. I think if we would have got a Death Note fighting game, I think I actually would have crashed out because what the fuck are we doing? But now look, these games sell well, right? So unfortunately, they're probably gonna continue to release that shit. But come on, man, we gotta have some wishful thinking, man, right? We gotta have some wishful thinking. So today I'm just going to pitch, like I'm just going to spitball some games that I think, could work in terms of sales, right? First things first, we have a Kuroko's basketball game, This would cater to our ball and gun gamers. Yeah, let's go more into depth, right? Now, I'd have this game be similar to like a 2K. Obviously, the game would be less grounded. We're going to see crazy abilities like, perfect copy, eagle eye, ignite pass, I want this game to be batshit crazy. I would have this game definitely include a story mode, but it would kind of be similar to. I don't think I would have it have like a park mechanic, but obviously, online would be a big factor in this game. And I would honestly have like the story mode be actually hard. Like I would have the CPUs be going crazy. You're playing against Rakuzan. And Akashi's just breaking everybody's ankles. He's making every shot. Midorima, another character. I would just have him make everything. He can't miss, literally. I would have it be, like, insanely hard. I think this game would be fine simply because I think, once again, like, people love sports games. Like, that's pretty much, like, the most popular demographic out there besides maybe, like, what, Call of Duty. So I think this is a no-brainer, right? I think this is a no-brainer. Do you guys agree? I think it would sell. I think it would sell. I'm definitely not a Kuroko's basketball glazer. But next up, right? I would have them do a Hunter x Hunter RPG style game, similar to a game like Final Fantasy, remake or rebirth. As you guys know, Hunter x Hunter's world is very vast. There's a lot of abilities. There's a lot of, characters that we interact with. The world is huge, and I think this game is a perfect, canvas, for them to use, for the developers of this game to use, when it comes to making this title. I mean, like, you can have so many different variations of party, You can have Gon be like a warrior, Killer was a mage. Bisky is like a warrior slash mage, I guess. Or no, would she be a priest? I don't know, but I think this game would be extremely interesting because we haven't really seen a large-scale RPG, I guess. We did get that One Piece RPG, but it was mid. And yeah, man, I think, a Hunter x Hunter RPG would smack. I also think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is another game that I think could absolutely work as an RPG. And I would have this adapt the entire anime. Obviously, this is going to have new content, right? Like, we're not doing this whole, anime retelling shit. We're definitely going to add new content in here. I would honestly have them do the movies as well. Go ahead and add that movie content. And then next thing, we got Gantz. Now, Gantz is a seinen title, but, man, let's add it, right? So I'd have this game be similar to a game like Doom or God of War because, anybody who has read Gantz before knows this game is definitely probably going to have to fight for that M rating because this would probably end up being, like, unrated or things like that. I would have it have some sort of strategy elements similar to, like, Detroit Become Human, where if you make the wrong decision or the wrong choice, characters can live or die, right? These are a couple off the top of my head. Like, I think of Fire Force, action RPG, I think that would be tough. Tokyo Ghoul, I think, like, a Tokyo Ghoul title would be tough. I think there are, like, a lot of games, a lot of anime that they could take inspiration from and, switch it up. I'm just tired of seeing arena fighters, and it's like, bro, looking at some of these arena fighters that they've dropped, it's kind of honestly embarrassing that they have continued to, like, this cycle. Like, JJK Curse Clash, that is a game that should have sold like 40 million, bro. JJK is a global phenomenon, and that game was horrible. Nobody talked about it. It was buns, and, like, bro, like, I think that was an embarrassment. Like, yeah, man, I just think that was horrible. Like, it's just baffling. Like, we got Storm Connections, which is Naruto Storm 4.5, and it's like, why do we keep reusing the same formula over and over and over and over again, guys? We had Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, which that was a dope game, but it's like, can we get it something different, bro? Like, they all have the same formula. Just copy Storm 4 and, just make it look like, just copy my homework, but don't make it look too obvious, right? And then we have Sparking Zero, which I love Sparking Zero, but it looks like Sparking Zero is the method now because we're getting Bleach Rebirth of Souls, which looks just like Sparking Zero. That game actually dropped, and there's, like, no discussion about that at all, which, every game isn't made just to chart on the Steam charts, but it is a bit embarrassing, right? And then we're getting My Hero My One Justice, something, it's called something like that. And that game is also going to be following that Sparking Zero formula. And listen, man, I hope that every anime game that we get for these next couple of years doesn't just evolve into Sparking Zero clone like they were for Storm 4, where every game after Storm 4 was Storm 4 clone. I think that it's just getting to a point where it's like, bro, like, we need to get more diverse with it. When it comes to fighting games, Bandai, Sega, we're good, bro. We're good. We got Street Fighter. We got Tekken. Even though Mortal Kombat is kind of, playing around right now, they'll be back, bro. But we don't need all these fighting games that are going to get supported for a year, and then after that they're gonna get killed and ignored. It's just dumb. Like, why does One Piece not have a grand scale RPG type of game similar to like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9? Like, why is that not the case? You can literally just update that game, every now and again with each arc. Even a One Piece MMO, like what? Like, I feel like that makes so much sense. A Bleach action adventure title. Yu Yu Hakusho, action adventure slash, detective style game. It's just like there's too much options for them not to be trying new things. Once again, like I said with the Kuroko's basketball game, like I think, bro, just have 2K make the game, market it, actually, nah, I don't know if I'd have 2K make that shit, but it just gets to a point, man. Like, I think a Parasite, Resident Evil style game, I think would be tough. Like, just, bro, like, come on, man. Like, I hope that we see, more variety with anime games. I'm not expecting much from these companies because at the end of the day, they're going to continue to make that dough, and people are going to continue buying it and defending it no matter what. But yeah, I'm not going to call this slop because I'm sure you guys have heard that 5 million times, and I hate that word. But let me know what you guys think, man, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.